This is Eddie Hearn, Matchroom Boxing. You're watching Sporting Icons. You don't need to be anywhere else.
Something that we haven't spoken about for a couple of weeks now, which is kind of unusual, are the signings for Matchroom USA. Eddie Hearn, obviously his $1 billion deal with DAZN Perform for the online streaming service that they will be putting on to show all boxing for Matchroom USA in America and of course the United Kingdom. So we don't get it here in the UK, okay, because we have Sky Sports, and those who will be able to access DAZN, you guys are getting a much better deal than what we are. And I'm not saying this as a fanboy or anything, this is an absolute fact. Here in the UK, we've got to pay for Sky, then we've got to pay for Sky Sports on top of that, and then we've got to pay for the pay-per-view on top of that. So, you know, we could be looking at crazy money each month, we really can. Obviously depend on the other packages, because we get the movies and all this kind of thing along with it as well. So with DAZN, there's rumoured that it's going to be between $10 and $20 a month. Now, for those of you in America, if you're trying to access it now, you won't be able to access it. Okay, it's not going to go in the US until the end of June. Okay, so if anybody frantically clicking in it saying this thing don't work, it's crap, it's because it's not live yet. Okay, and again, the $1 billion deal here, again, remember that the owner of DAZN is worth $20.4 billion, which is a crazy amount of money, right? Now, again, for those who say that it won't work and, you know, no fighter wants to come, especially with people like Adrian Broner, as I said a couple of weeks back, I don't want Broner because he comes with problems. Yes, he's a name and would certainly help the product, no doubt about it, but he comes with too much baggage for my liking. So I'm kind of glad that he gave Eddie Hearn the triple fingers, if you want to put it that way. Now, with this 1 billion, again, this is spread over 8 years, for the initial 4 years being like a trial. At the end of 4 years, if Matchroom are still happy and DAZN are still happy, then they'll extend it for another 4 years and then potentially then on in. And it's worth around about 125 million per year. Now, again, with people saying that it's not going to work, we'll quickly go back over the Adrian Broner thing, because he said no and he's going to show loyalty to Al Haym PBC. And there are going to be some fighters who do that. And what it takes is, now, if you guys here in the UK, you guys will remember, if you like football like I do as well, then you guys will remember a few years back when Manchester United were like ruling the English Premier League for so long, no one else was touching them, maybe at Arsenal once in a while. But then Chelsea came along and they had a new owner. I forget his name, was it Hardy? I keep wanting to say Matt Hardy, but I keep thinking WWE wrestler or something like that. But I'm sure it was like Hardy, and then it then got bought out by Abramovich. Now, all it took for them was one key signing, and then the rest will come. Because they were trying to sign this player, this player, this player, and nobody was really signing until Gianluca Vialli. He signed for Chelsea. A lot of you guys will know exactly what I'm talking about. For those who don't, I do apologise, but there is a point to it, okay, so stick with me. That it took that one huge signing, and then suddenly all the other ones who were like, nah, not really, I think I want to stay with AC Milan, Real Madrid or whatever, or Manchester United, suddenly now they were looking going, what, Vialli's gone there? Oh, okay, hey, talk to me. Now, I'm not a Chelsea fan, okay, I'm a Newcastle United fan. As I said before, I was born in Newcastle, raised down south, but now back in Newcastle. But I kind of wish this kind of thing would happen in Newcastle, but ain't gonna happen. Anyway, beside all that, my point was, all it takes is that one key signing and the rest will come. It's like that movie Field of Dreams, Kevin Costner, if you build it, they will come. So all it takes for Eddie Hearn is to get that one key signing, that one marquee signing. Now, he was kind of hoping it was going to be like a Broner, and then ultimately from then on, you could be looking at the likes of Gervonta Davis when his contract expires with Mayweather Promotions, TMT, all that kind of thing. Then maybe Gervonta Davis would come on over and then kind of spread out to the Charlos, Thurman, etc., etc. And as of right now, he hasn't got that key signing that we're aware of, but we're not going to be aware of it until DAZN goes live end of June. So whatever signings he's got or getting, we're not really going to hear about it. One may slip through. He may announce something just to keep the fans happy. Who knows? But ultimately, most of them are going to be announced by the end of June. So he's going to be working hard to get all these kind of guys. And I'm pretty confident. I don't know why, but I'm pretty confident that there's going to be a Japanese fighter in there or two. Just little things I'm kind of like seeing and hearing. But anyway, so with Adrian Broner, excellent, good news that he's not coming, or at least so far. And I hope Eddie Hearn, mate, do not increase your offer to Adrian Broner. He comes with nothing but baggage. He misses weight. He's just one big problem. You don't need him. Okay, so it does look like the Charlo's, that's Jermell and Jermall, they are interested in what Eddie Hearn has got to say. And if the money's right, obviously they'll come. Why wouldn't they? You know, they're young and they're in this to make as much money as possible. If you can make as much money now, rather than have to go through all the grind and then ultimately hope for a big payday one day a bit further down the line, then why would you wait if you're given an opportunity now? So if you're earning $500,000 per fight and Eddie Hearn is offering you 1 million or 2 million, why would you not do that? You know, it's that kind of thing. But again, it's going to be weighed up by loyalty to Al Heyman, of course, and PBC in particular, because there's no real reason, I suppose, unless Eddie Hearn wants exclusive rights, there's no real reason why I suppose some of them couldn't still fight on the Matchroom USA card, but still be advised by Al Heyman. Do you know, I'm sure there's still some things that can be worked out, just that they can't fight on PBC. That's all it is on Showtime. So the Charlo's look like they could well be interested, and this could be the kickstart of other ones like Errol Spence Jr. Obviously, he's good friends with them. Other ones may look, and it does look like to me that the Charlo's could be interested, no doubt about it. They've already expressed that they are interested. It looks like Mikey Garcia is in advanced talks with Eddie Hearn. It looks like one of the first cards, because the first card I believe goes live in September. And it looks like already, I don't know whether it's the headliner or one of the fights on there, but it looks like Chavez Jr. against Gabriel Rosado. So is Chavez Jr. a signing? Maybe, I don't know. Now, of course, he is popular, very big in Mexico. This is a key one. So for the likes of me who look at Chavez and go, what, really? But, you know, ultimately, this could be something that would help him adhere to the Mexican fans. Of course, there is a lot of resistance to Eddie Hearn. They don't like him. They consider him to be racial and milking the black man. But yeah, he pays them some stupid money, right? But anyway, that is what it is. Ultimately, it's up to Eddie Hearn to prove everybody wrong by getting the key signings, putting on the great shows, and people go, well, actually, you know what? You may not like him, but he's putting on good shows, so you know what? I'm going to subscribe. Now, people who think, well, you know what? I'm only going to do this because it's free, as in I only watch things online if it's free, as in illegal downloads. Don't think for 1 second a multi-billion company like DAZN does not have the facilities to flag your IP address and come kicking in your door if necessary. I don't really know all this to be precise, but obviously I'm hearing DAZN is massive across Europe, and particularly in Germany and that. So yeah, so Keith Thurman is another option as well. I think Keith Thurman could be interested, and it might be the kind of relief that he needs. Maybe he feels like he's being messed around at PBC, or maybe he's not comfortable there, as in being told who he's going to be fighting and who he's not, because he only fought Danny Garcia because Al Heyman said, you are going to be fighting Danny Garcia. Danny Garcia, you are going to be fighting Keith Thurman for this unification. Now, maybe he's a bit unhappy about that because he hasn't had a fight since, has he? So, and of course he has now lost that title, he's had to vacate it. So maybe something like a fresh start might be exactly what the doctor ordered with Keith Thurman. Maybe it will give him some confidence back. I don't know if he's losing it or what's going on, or he's falling out of love with the game, but that's ideal. Also, there are plenty other fighters that he could potentially get us on PBC. And again, we're not just looking at PBC. He's not just going to go there and start robbing all these guys. As I said, I'm pretty confident that there's a Japanese fighter or two that could be on the cards. Obviously, there's some young former Olympians, young amateurs also going to be here as well. And some of them could be signing like 1 fight deal, 3 fight deals, you know, a 3-year deal or whatever it may be. Obviously, depends on what Eddie Hearn wants and going forward. Now, for me, I think Gervonta Davis will come at some point. But again, that depends on his contract with Floyd Mayweather. I know he doesn't have too long left. It's about a year or so left. So maybe I do believe Gervonta Davis is there. But what he really needs is the key signing. Who that key signing is, I'm not too sure. For me, I think it could be someone along the likes of maybe the Charlo's just to turn the head of a good friend like Errol Spence Jr. And when Errol Spence Jr. comes along, again, things will start taking momentum. It's unlikely he's going to get a Canelo. It's unlikely he's going to get a Triple G. Again, I don't know how long Triple G signed up to for Tom Loeffler, and whether or not he'd want to leave Tom Loeffler. So obviously we don't know. Obviously Top Rank, they're going to want to be making a few signs as well, and maybe extending some of their current fighters like Crawford, Lomachenko, etc. to longer term deals to keep Eddie Hearn away. So we'll really have to wait and see, but it does look like the Charlo's could be one of the first signings that could be announced end of June. So again, if you're trying to click on this app and you're in America and think it's not working, well, it won't be working yet, not until end of June. And the signings, again, just because you don't hear anything doesn't mean things are not happening. They are happening. He does have a lot of money, but obviously he's not going to want to pay fighters over the odds. Come in and do an Abramovich, what we've done with Chelsea, just pay players stupid amounts of money. And then these guys go, well, you know what, I'm getting paid all this money, I don't really need to try anymore. Okay, he still wants a business. Okay, he still needs to make money for DAZN as well, of course. So if he can pay, like for example Broner, for his first fight was $2 million, second fight 2.25, third fight 2.5. But again, this would depend on the opponent, right? So the smart thing to do with Broner would have been to say, you know, let's negotiate, or just cut it right from the beginning. Say, look, you know, I'm not interested. It doesn't matter how much money you offer me, I'm not going to go. But the disrespect that Broner done, there was no need for it. And again, message for any fighters out there: if you get approached by Eddie Hearn, at least talk to him. You know, maybe he's going to offer you something that's going to really turn your head. And what's the worst thing that can happen? You're going to get paid a crap load of money. If it don't work, well, guess what? You're still a free agent, right? So anyway, I'm just getting that out there for you, that while Broner may have said no, and again, hopefully Eddie Hearn keeps to that and just doesn't sign in, then hopefully the likes of Mikey Garcia or the Charlo's or Keith Thurman, Errol Spence, all these kind of ones will start trickling through. I don't expect all of them to be announced in one go, not at all. I'm probably expecting, say, between 6 and 12 by the end of June. So when DAZN goes live, I'm expecting some of these fighters to be there. I am kind of half expecting Chavez Jr., as I said, and who knows, maybe the Charlo's and whatever. But of course, a lot of these guys, they may well be tied down to secretive clauses as well, as in you don't tell anybody until we announce it officially, as in to make like a big song and dance out of it come end of June. So just because you don't hear anything doesn't mean things are not happening, is pretty much the point. So anyway, drop your thoughts below. Who do you think that Eddie Hearn will sign? And do you think that maybe he should go after a Wilder? Personally, I don't. And I do strongly believe that if he loses to AJ, then that will be him done. Unless, of course, he wants a rematch and he loses again, then that will definitely be him done. It's almost a wasted investment, really, for Wilder. But, hey, who knows? Maybe Wilder puts on a great display against Anthony Joshua, and he could be the one that joins DAZN, Matchroom USA, to turn all the heads. So, who knows, eh? Maybe he's the one, and I've just overlooked him, who knows? But anyway, drop your thoughts below, click that thumbs up, subscribe, catch you all on the very next video.